Greetings, Seth. It is a welcome surprise to see you here amongst these festivities. Hello. Yes, my wandering was long, and I began to fear would meet my end in those sticky swamps below. How lucky I was to stumble upon the home of these friendly revelers. They said I could be a flea here with them, so of course I agreed. Seems as good a place as any to call home, at least for a time. Now I just need to grow a little fur and sprout some wings, eh? And with that, welcome to a very odd last episode of Knight Silksong. Because yesterday, I recorded for 7 hours, and all of the footage was lost. OBS just recorded a black screen. As you've seen in some of my videos, I periodically check if OBS is still recording. It always did record, but it did not save the recording properly, so it only saved the audio file, which means that what would have been cut down to 2 episodes. Shut up. What would have been cut down to 2 episodes, all was lost. So now, let me recap what we did before we march down to Lace once more and see the last parts of what this game has to offer. So, where to start? Well, let's start. We bought the last silk spool piece from Grindor. We got the last we got the last crest, and we got the last memory lockets. I'm going to go more into detail with that later and go through the map and stuff. And then we went back to Ava, who then became a skill inside of Hornet's shell. Basically, we absorbed her being. We found the last pale oil, which I'm going to explain in just a bit. And after going back to the Sprint Master, after collecting all 3 hearts, you can do another round of his race, and that one's a bit longer. It's 6 runs, and after you do that, you get the Sprint Master's memento. Not needed for 100%. The mementos, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know, are not needed for 100%. Then, let's start with the crest, right? Because the last crest is this one. I mean, it's not technically the last crest, it's the 5th. But we got it last, the witch crest. So what happens here is that in Bilewater, there was a section that we had previously not explored. That was over here. In this room, you can jump up to the right, and then there's like a little platforming section with a few things. Most notably, there's a flea around here, and then you can get down here and can get like a little baby root thing, which you then bring all the way over here to Shellwood, to Greyroot, who is then going to absolutely, brutally, I can't find another word than just say violate you. Yeah. And then you have to go, and then you have like a crest, but it's not awoken, it's kind of limiting you. Then you have to go over here to this bug. And then this bug finally helps you after you collect some needles from those bugs, which we now know are dead, of course. The ones are here. They have not survived Act 3. And if you get back, it kind of creates this last crest and makes it workable. And what this crest does is, it's kind of similar to the Reaper crest, but in some ways better when it comes to movement. The only downside is that you can only heal with enemies nearby. Like you have to leech the life off the enemies. Okay, I think I explained that well enough. Let's go to the tools that we collected, because of course a lot of what we did was collecting tools. Let's start here. The last technique from the primal source of silk is the pale nails, which is gotten if you move up the citadel here, which we could just do with the silk saw. Everything, there were no like, there were only like a few like breakable walls, and the other stuff was silk saw stuff. There was no big roundabouts or anything. And then you work yourself up here again, all the way here, where you get the pale nail. And then I noticed something, namely that you can move up here further. And that's when you kind of go almost, like there's a very hard platforming section. I wish it was not corrupted, because it was actually kind of cool to go up there. It took me a second try, like I died once. And then I got up there to the top of Farloom, which was home to kind of an unnamed village, unnamed town I think it was called. And there was a memento there. And there were some enemies there. And later, a certain character was there that we're going to talk about in just a bit. Oh, let's talk about that character now. There's a character that appears over here. Silk saw up here, and you get a tablet, a shroom tablet, like in Hollow Knight, that spawns Mr. Mushroom. And now Mr. Mushroom is all across the map, and you have to find him in like 7 locations. Location 1 was down here. Location 2 was up here. Location 3 was, I think, over here. There was one. Yeah, over here. Where was the 4th one? I don't recall all of them. God. Huh. But there were 7 locations overall. There was one, yeah, there was one like here. Here, exactly. And we're gonna go over what this is in a bit. Here. Then let me just... Then there was one... I wanna say like... Here somewhere. And then the last one was at the very top of the top here. And let me just see if I missed one of them. So, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Fastest in Farloom, access you of the end. There we go. Past Cradle's Peak, Fell Heart of Frost, Cage 1 of Who Rage Against the Silken Lie. That's the last one I have not mentioned yet. Mr. Mushroom also appears here. Okay. So, that was one thing. Then, sorry I have to do it this way, but it got corrupted. I can't deal with that. Okay. There was one red tool we didn't have before. Yeah, this tool we just had to buy from the architect, who upon us completing is like, hey, I'm gonna die. And then after a while the architect does in fact die. And then you get like a thing that's worth 220 shell shards if you use it. Then we have bought this one from the vendor in Belhart. We bought... Did we buy this one as well? I think we bought this one as well from Ljubljana, maybe? Yeah, I think so. We got an upgraded version of the druid thing by collecting another mossberry, which in Act 3 apparently spawns over here. And then you can go to the moss druids and get an upgraded version of the mossberry that's, I think, twice as strong. Okay, what else? This one we bought from Brindle. These ones, Memory Crystal, Void Filaments, those are kind of almost near each other. One, the Memory Crystal, was down here. With this bench, there was just a breakable wall. Move down here, gets the Memory Crystal, and then you can already see it here. There was a thing where you can move upwards, get to the bright vein and get a pale mask shard after like moving upwards a bit. And then here we can move upwards with the Silksong as well to the Vault Nest, which gave us this vault tool that I was hovering above just before. There was a little boss there as well, nothing special. None of the bosses I thought were special, but I'm gonna mention them anyway. And we're gonna go over the entries in a bit anyway, because we'll have to return to Hunter's channel, right? So yeah. Then there was something to saw up here as well. There was a boss here as well, which gave us a memento. So it's an optional boss. Also for 100% it's optional. Wasn't that hard, was just one of the normal warriors of the Coral Tower. Just the hardened warrior type. You could actually push that one off the ledge and into the sandworms and it gets damaged, but then jumps out again. So yeah, that was interesting. Okay, what else? Yeah, this one, the quick sling. The quick sling was in Bilewater. First up, there was just something here where you could jump up and there was another flea here. And then, of course, we were missing this flea, we were missing that flea, and we were missing a flea down here, which we got through this area, and I'm going to go over that area in just a bit. Okay, Bilewater, there was a breakable wall here, which led to the tool being here. Okay, my god, it's hard to remember all of this. Then we have these two tools, the Wisp Fire Lantern and the Agophilia. Let's first do the Wisp Fire Lantern. So something you can access quite early on with just a double jump, I think, is the Wisp Thicket, a whole new area, or sub-area. It's part of Greymore on the larger map. But it's really kind of its own thing. It's got very unique vibes to it. And we're gonna go over the enemies in a bit, but they were like very fire themed, and there were a few secrets, mainly a mask shot over here, a collectible over here, like memory locket or a scroll or something, and the same goes for here, because there was a hidden wall, a breakable wall here, and there was something, somewhere there was a scroll over here. Then there was a craft metal here, and then you can get another breakable wall and get a flea over here and can connect back to here. Okay, and here we actually did have a boss, which is part of Bell Hut, which is very cool. This is all a huge bell here. The boss wasn't anything special, and I'm gonna go over it once we return to New with the completed Hunter's Shell, because I also did that. Okay, Agophilia, icon of the mythical mother flea, passed down from caravans of old. A symbol of protection kinship, decreases the cost of silk skills. Because we actually collected all the fleas, as I mentioned before, and upon doing so, the flea starts a festival with like 3 little mini games where, oh my god, where you have to beat all the best ones, Grishkin, Varg, and Varg in this case, to get some money and the Agophilia, and or maybe you get the Agophilia before this, but you get like the last pale oil. You get the last pale oil by beating all of the high scores, and then for the last memento that's missing, we need to beat Seth's scores, because Seth, who we do know from the from one of the last real episodes, was actually reborn, and you can find Seth first in Greymore over here, then in Shellwood. Where was Seth in Shellwood? I don't recall where Seth was in Shellwood. But I went through all of this again to get the Hunter's Journal, right? And then he's supposed to appear at the Grand Gate, but I missed him, and then he appeared here anyway. And Seth doesn't remember anything thinks he has just been reborn. That kind of made me cry a bit when I heard it, because it's incredibly sad to me. Beautiful in a way, but sad. And now to get his memento, we will have to beat all of the challenges, which were kind of hard. Like, the bounce challenge I did first try in the lost episode. I actually am still enough to get past Seth's score, which is nice. But the dodge we have to increase to 95, and the juggle we have to increase to 55. You're gonna see me struggling just a bit for that. Okay, and then... what else did we get? We got the Ascendant Grip from Ljubljana. Just buying it. And we bought the Thief's Mark from Grindor. I think that's all for tools. Now, yeah. Is there anything else? Yeah. I want to say before we go here, we should probably turn in the Hunter's Journal. So, oh yeah. And this is the silk skill that we got from Ava. It fills up all of our silk, which is wonderful. The flea brew, by the way, is now free as well. Oh, and let me just go through the map again to see that I have not forgotten anything. Because I think I have forgotten a few things. So, yeah, we finally got the connecting point here. So if you do the Grey Root quest, you get brought here. And actually have to escape. And then you get through this maw here. You can kind of just explode it. It's nothing too special. But there are a few things to pick up there. So I definitely do it. It's definitely needed for 100% because it's a crest thing, you know. Then... yeah, the people in Bone Bottom, they did not die. There's a survivor's refuge here with a little Scottish man who is still alive. And you can deliver supplies to the Scottish man. And we also did all the delivery quests in that episode. So we delivered from Belhart to the Scottish man, from Belhart to Styx over here, where you can also move upwards, and you don't get a collectible, but there's a lot of masks and stuff over there. And yeah, you deliver a Queen's Egg, which is basically used to produce more silken things. Like the silk things we can consume to get our geo back. Then we had to move one up all the way up to the mask maker over there. We had to move one to the Songclaw. We had to move one to Fleetopia as well. Funnily enough, I did all of those except for the Songclaw first try. The routes I suggest you take for the ones on the right is you move here, move up here, move through here, then go up Sinner's Road. You cannot use the Silk Sword, it will destroy the egg. Oh yeah, since we're here now, we also did find that you can just, with the normal wall jump, get the bench to work again. You have to do like a little platforming and then unstuck the bench and then it works. I was so stupid. And above Lugoli, over here, there is a little extra section just for lore. You can silk saw up there, and there's like Lugoli memory. It's not near for 100%, but I wanted to mention it anyway. And then, okay, on the delivery, you move up here through the exhaust organ. Then you move up here. I moved like so and so, moved up here, and then you get to Songclaw. And then I moved here through the Memoriam, Putrefied Ducts, which is very hard, and then over here to Fleetopia. I just really wanted to avoid Bile Water because it felt like the right thing to do, and it worked, so maybe it was the right thing to do. Okay, what else? Yeah. One thing you will see is that in Belhard, let's just return to there. I just have to remember to not rest on any benches. Okay. Belhard, let's go to Belhard. A lot of important stuff happened in Belhard as well. Because we still need to buy a thing. Okay, namely, once you defeat, where is it? Once you defeat one of the craws, this one, a Crow Juror, which I thought was just a void version of this one, but no, it's another version. Like, all of the crows turn emo. And once you defeat one of them, they fly into Belhard and throw down this pin on which an invitation is written, which you can then use over here at Craw Lake to get to a secret boss. That secret boss uses stronger versions of these bugs, which you cannot attack from up above, because they're protected by the metal. And then you get judged by the Craw Father, which was probably the most fun boss fight we fought in the last episode. And yeah, it's basically the Craw Society is like doom scrolling Twitter after the world goes to shit, and it's making us our problem, basically. Yeah, I thought this was really cool. I really enjoyed this. So sad that it didn't record. I actually got it first try. I died once. There's like a little gauntlet before it starts. I died once to that, but once the Crow Father turned around, we did manage to beat it first try. Okay, and this thing, you get a craw thing there, which is basically craws just like in that section in Greymore, in that Craw Lake section, you get like a memento and you get the craw bug bell, whatever, which gives you basically passive income. That's what it is. And you can install it in your home. Speaking of installing in the home, let's see here. We have the Sprint Master's Memento here, which is done from, you know, sprinting. Yeah, that's from the Warrior that we beat. Then the Surface Memento from going to the surface. The Craw Memento from the Crows. All of that technically not 100%. Hero's Memento. Heirloom of a Village lost to Falum's Haunting. Yeah, that was from Garmin and Zaza. Interesting, actually. Lost to Falum's Haunting. I wonder what village that is then. And then a Conjoined Heart. And then we're missing the Seth's Memento and the Completion Memento. We also collected two Psalm cylinders that were still missing. One of them we just bought from... Oh, and also we got a spa up here for like 1,000 rosaries or something, or 1,080 or something like that. So, and... Okay, where was I? Yeah. When moving over here, you actually also find a Psalm cylinder in one of those parts, which you can turn in here. And then we bought another Psalm cylinder from either Juliana or Grindel, I don't remember. And then you have all of them, which is nice. And now the only thing left to buy is for 480 roses or so, the gramophone, which we got from our friend, the Vault Keeper. Yeah, we also beat that Vault stage thing, like the little battle arena. Doesn't give you anything, by the way. Was there anything else? Let me think. Now we've got the time to think. A lot of it was just returning to areas, fighting things. No, I think I can now properly turn to... Let me see if it's recording. Let me see if it's recording still, if I have to re-record all of that. No, it's still working. It's still working. We're still good. We should still be good. Okay. I think I recapped everything. By the way, we're still missing one mask shard. That's, I think, the last % of completion. Or it should be. But that's funny, because then you don't have to beat the final boss for 100%. I mean, I guess you do have to, because you can only... Oh, okay, I think I know how they did it. I think they are like... Okay, why am I moving with this? But doesn't matter. Okay, I think I understand. I think they were like, well, you have to complete the game anyway, in order for it to count for like 100% achievements. And since that's the only option is to beat Lace at this point to complete the game, because all the other options are done, are over. That means that you have to fight the final boss anyway. And you can't just refight the one up top, because the one up top is not there anymore, as we know. So, okay. Now, let's see if the Hunter's Journal is complete enough. Of course, we don't have the entries yet for the final boss. But we have 234 out of 234. And we'll go over the Hunter's Channel in just a bit, and some of the more hidden secrets, but let's talk to Nu. Then let Nu see your channel, for she is eager to see your cuts. Oh, your channel is bursting with every sort of creature. It's overflowing. Surely we can call this complete. To think that such a task could even be done. So clever is Nu to have set such a fierce predator onto the work. These vast lands hold so much life, and to catalog it all has taught me greatly. It's an effort worth continuing even after I leave this kingdom. Ah, such a hunger is worthy indeed. You and I are of accord, Miss Grown-Up, hunters both. Our methods are different, but our appetites have become very similar. Nor is for you this token a symbol of all your efforts, and a mark of your true nature. It carries with it her sweet, sweet smell. Yeah, I didn't need that. Now, Miss Grown-Up, the task is done. Nu must be away. But do not be sour, just think. Farlum is only one land, so many more must hide out there, filled full with beasts and scents and tastes, all waiting to be discovered. For Nu, her journey is only at its start. And for you, Miss Grown-Up, Nu wishes to you happy hunting, much and more. Do you just up and leave? Well, that's sad. Do you say anything about that? Nope. I guess not. I guess not. Okay. Yeah, there was a memory locket up there as well. Don't know if we coded in one of the episodes, actually. Okay, what else did we do? There's the Hunter's Memento. Now that I think of it, did we ever do the... Yeah, we did do the necessary delivery side quests, right? I'm not sure if we did anymore. The Farlum's Taste or whatever. If we didn't do it... Well, I think we did. Well, because... Yeah, the only thing missing was just delivering it up to the banquet. And then you get the pale oil. And... nothing too interesting happens there. Okay, we got another memento, which is nice. And now we can actually use our time, install the memento, and maybe sit down and go over the Hunter's Channel and see how we fared here. Here we go. Wonderful. Let me go over the Hunter's Channel from top to bottom. We're not going to go over every entry, just ones that are a bit more peculiar than others, right? Ones that were maybe part of the lost episode. Let's start with one thing. I don't know why. Yeah. The pilgrims, random pilgrims actually spawn at Bone Grave, was it called? Like next to Bone Bottom, next to the chapel. So you can kind of farm these if you're missing some. I sure missed some. It's like near the Chapel of the Wanderer, what it was called. Okay. The Covetous Pilgrim. 2 spawn in Act 3, I found all of them. 1 at Bone Grave, which is probably the one you'll need, and the other in Bilewater, and it was like over... it was like here. Here it spawned. So just if you're missing that, you know how to get it. Those little ones, the Craglights, which were part of the Barnacle area, which, by the way, is not part of the game. It's cut content. Dirty Lamb is not in the game. That was the point of, like, the second to last episode, or, like, the 2 episodes were lost. The first one of those, the point was to find the Barnacle area. It is cut content. It's not here anymore. The Craglights are here, and you need 3 of them, and all of them spawn here, where the big Cragler was before. So that was incredibly sad to me. Yeah, not a lot of fun to be had. Yeah, those are the fire enemies. The wisps, which come out of lanterns. Not hard to get all of them at all. The burning bugs, very interesting. And then the Father of the Flame, a totem and god built and worshipped by the burning bugs. Now, there is supposed to be an aged bug inside the Pious Heart, but I do think that it means that they were... It kind of is similar to, like, Grimm, right? Like, all of that, there were lots of red tents around. It had all of that kind of vibe. So it kind of felt like a religion that's like 3 steps removed from the like truth of Grimm, but still somehow is able to like worship something very similar. So I thought that was interesting. Then yeah, the Crow Father, of course, was that one boss. They wanted to judge Hornet. It was kind of like a courthouse situation. Very cool, actually. It uses its beak to attack like a gavel, like a churros gavel, which I found very fun. The mug maggots, you can actually just throw in like the what's it called? This tool to kill the mug maggots. And you can throw in this tool to kill the worms in the sand area. Slubberlug, those are just the ones that move out of there from the muck in the one area. Okay, what else did we have? Anything new or interesting? Not really. Yeah, the Squirm were in that one section. Yeah, Shardilals, they just spawn randomly. I don't remember all of the locations, but there's a limited number. They do not respawn. So, there was one like here, I think, or here somewhere. So just take a look there. Look up the locations, honestly. Sandcarver, those are the ones that are everywhere in the Blasted Steppes. And the Squirms, they are only in this little area. And those ones. And then, what else do we have here? Is there we have the Vault Worm, the Coiled Nest of Charged Worms, which was the one boss fight I mentioned at the top of the Sands of Karak, basically. Barely a bargain, possessing only basic thought, yet instinct alone proved enough to turn it deadly. Then we have Watch of the Edge, which was the other boss, the like version of this bug that I mentioned, which was basically stiffened by time but still able to put up a fight basically. Drape Lord. The Drape Lord spawns randomly RNG in this section of the memoriam. It's RNG, but it shouldn't take too long. Okay, who else do we have? That's kind of interesting. Yeah, these spawn in the memoriam. Second Sentinel, even though we fought it, I still saw it fight a bug, so it isn't dead, which is nice. It still survived. Or maybe that was a glitch, I don't know. Then, yeah, these actually respawn in that room over here. And you can actually move up, and then there's just 2 of them. You don't have to do that. 1 is enough to fill out the compendium, but they still do that. We had to fight a lot of the scroll readers and vault keepers. Okay. Yeah, the big ones, those big ones, they were at Mount Fay in the Bright Vein, only there. So if you come across them, don't actually defeat a few of them. And then we have all of these life seed enemies, which are all in the wormways, and the winged life seed is in cocoons, 2 of which are in the wormways. Like, I want to say 1 was here and 1 was here, and there's also 1 in Bonegrave here. So yeah, that's very interesting to me. Then all of these are auto-completed. Then we have these ones. I want to read through the diaries of these because I have the entries of these because I have not read through them. A creature long familiar to me. I suspect that no matter how far I travel, if I descend deep enough, they will always be there. Hell yeah! Further proving my void theories. Thank you very much. These ones grow large, yet I have never observed them eating or sleeping. They seem such simple bugs, but I suspect they are not truly our cousins. Okay. So basically, these bugs are build diff. They are kind of the shade in a pacified form. Like, it doesn't really make... I'm not sure what to make of that. This one disturbs me. There's something in its simplicity. Do I almost feel fear? Okay, I mean, lashing out and chaos and anger often stems from fear. So maybe that's like a primal emotion, you know? Amazingly, the creature carries the void's black liquid in its stomach, violently spraying it forth if threatened. So it actually does spray void. Very interesting. And then we had the gar pits, a common enough bug, which is interesting, because they spawn like in that area up top. Only there they spawn, which is the same for the Imoba, which is just a passive little fine creature. And then we have the Skrill, a common crawler. This surface dweller, and this is important, the surface dweller is free of silk. Its nature remains its own. The monarch's influence must only have stretched below it. So that not only means that... By the way, this is the only bug that doesn't deal contact damage at all. You could just walk beside it. It's cute. I love it. It means that there's a simplicity to this bug, but it's still conscience. And of course, it's next to this little destroyed town, which we're gonna go over that with mods at some point and take a look at it. But it was actually stretches quite far back. There are actually quite a lot of homes, abandoned homes. So there were conscious bugs there at some point, further disproving the asinine theory and Pale King propaganda that outside of kingdoms there's no intelligent life. I think outside of these kingdoms, it's just harder to get by. So so these bugs have to rely on instinct more, but there is civilization there, spread throughout. And then, what else did we collect? Nothing. Okay, that was that. Now, we shall return. Let's hope we can return to Seth and don't have to do that all again. Yeah, Festival of the Flea. We're back at the Festival of the Flea. And now I can... Let me just save this recording, because I don't trust it, and then I do the second recording for the Festival of the Flea, all still in this episode, and then we finish Silksong. For real, for real. Oh, and we're still missing that one mask shot. I still have to find that one. But let me just stop and start the recording again. Okay, it did record, Okay, we got the first one done. Okay, good. Now... So basically, because we moved from like 82% to 99%, it's like, oh no, a fifth of the game is missing. It's not really that, I think those 2 episodes would have been the most boring. I don't know. I still would have liked to have them, but I think I explained it well enough. Apart from that, I did use a map to find half of these secrets, about half of them, because like stuff like going back to Lugoli to move up with the Silksong I didn't think of, right? Did not remember that happening at all, or that being an option at all. Yeah. And now I can show you the different things we have to do. I was already good enough at the bounce, luckily, as I mentioned before. Which was first try, by the way. All the other ones, the first and second one, took me way longer to get a worse score. And for the other one, for bounce, I got a 74 at my first try. So that's nice. For the dodge, I kind of failed at 69 on purpose, because I'm very funny. Let's... The thing is, I think I want a different crest for the first trial, but I'm not sure which one. Do I want the hunter one? I think maybe we want the hunter one. Okay, because the flea juggle. We have to keep the fleas up and above, and it's very hard. I've already forgotten how many I need. I need quite a few of them. I think like 60 or something. Oh, Jesus. I'm probably just gonna record everything once and then show my final try if I... Jesus. If I do manage to beat it. It's very hard. It's also RNG. So which fleas spawn when is entirely random. I think I should maybe equip like long nail or something. Oh god. Already doing horrible here. Oh my god, this is gonna cost me quite a lot of time in my life. Oh shit! Needed to do one more. Okay. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, fuck, fuck. No! We're actually not doing too bad. Just losing early on kind of hurt us here. Ah, we could have gotten that. Well, let's see if long nail is better or not. Oh, we have long claw equipped. Okay. Oh, we got it! We got it! That was the very next try. Jesus. I was concentrating like hell there. Oh my god. Sorry. Oh, I messed it up. First time I saw this bug though. Participate like that. Let's see how far we can get. Oof, it isn't that hard to be honest, you just need to read it well. Okay, 75. That's not too bad, that's not too bad. Oof. We have set an even higher score, Jesus. Ooh, 75 to 55, now that's a good thing. Now dodge we have to get up to over 95. And that one is interesting, to say the least. Oh, I wanna change crests here. Because we have this one here. As you can see, the score goes up way sooner here. So that's nice. Ow, 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 ow. Ow! 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 And it's very much RNG as well. Sometimes the platforms just move away, sometimes they stay. Yeah, for example here you kind of have to do a hard thing. Yeah, when the platforms just suddenly move away it can cost you because you don't die when you get hit, you die when you fall down. So you have to remember that. There are certain configurations that... Oh, I hate when this happens because it's so distracting when the void stuff happens. My god. Can it just not happen while I do something important like that? Woo! Woohoo! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! That was just too much at this point. But you see what the problem here can be, right? Oh shit! I just fell down for no reason. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh god. Oh my god! We did it! Fuck off. That was so stressful. The trial is ended and I don't care. Oh, we did it. Do we get something from you now? Well now, how brilliant! In all these fine games you have matched my scores and more. What wonder to be here and able to witness a display of such profound talent. Besting your scores proved an immense challenge. Seth, please, chill the fuck out. How did you get a 95 score at Flea Dodge? You turned up here 12 minutes ago. And yet, you seem to have achieved them yourself with relative ease. You flatter me, but yes, my own aptitude continues to surprise me. So many skills I cannot recall learning. But do not underplay your own achievements, for they too are significant, inspiring even. In fact, from a deep respect, I insist you take the small medallion. I found it within my belongings, and no, not where I came upon it, but it has a most pleasant sense. Let it serve as a mark of friendship, I feel has just begun. Thank you, Seth. I shall keep it close. We shall keep it close. Not because of what we had to do to get here, but because of who you are. Your achievements in these games are inspiring. In time, I may have to challenge those impressive scores. Okay then. The Guardian's Memento, an aged medallion of the Wanderer Seth. A gift given in respect of great skill. So the only thing we now need is the gramophone, which we maybe should get. Which we maybe should be able to get right now, because we did spend quite a lot of time, so some crawls may have brought us some shinies. I don't think it's gonna be enough though. Only 34 in all that time? Jesus Christ, you're nothing. Well then, we have all mementos and displayed them all. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna search for that last mask shard, and that's gonna require a bit of trying, I guess. I have a few that I don't remember getting, and a few that I do remember getting, so it's gonna be hard to distinguish which ones I did in fact get and which ones I did in fact not get. Oh, I think it's here. So we're here. And this was the only one I don't remember getting. Yep. It just ding, dang, dangles here. And with that, we've gotten our last mask. And with that, we should get an achievement. Yes. And with that, we should now have 100% completion. Which means the only thing left to do is actually get enough rosaries to buy the gramophone. So we actually get that achievement as well. Okay, we should now have enough for that as well. Which is the last thing I think we need. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if there's an achievement, but it's the last thing I can buy. So let's see. Yeah, for 490 rosaries, we have enough. And we get it in our bell home. Please let that be an achievement. Otherwise I'll... Huh. Maybe I have to set up the... Have I set up... No, I have set up down the memento. Yeah. Got all the entries here as well, which is awesome. Got the magnetite entry as well. From, a section near the Bright Vein, I think it was. Yeah. A lot of cool stuff. Huh. The spa, of course, heals our soul, which is nice. And I think we got everything. I think those are just optional things you can get. So what we're gonna do now is... I'm gonna go all the way to the end of beginnings, to the beginning of the end. And that means moving down into the abyss yet again for a final time, for we have nothing left to do up above. And yeah. I'm not sure if we're ready for that. But mentally, I mean, physically, we can't be any more ready. But yeah, I'm feeling kinda good about what's to come. Mainly because I feel like we've upgraded enough for us that should not be no problem, but it should be doable for us. And yeah, I'm more scared of what the storyline itself is gonna be like, you know? Of what's gonna happen in this truest of endings. I'm also gonna switch off the recording. Bing. I'm also gonna switch off the recording and start a new one just before the fight, just in case something gets corrupted again. I think it's probably just because I recorded for too long, and you know, my RAM only needs to die once, so like, I don't know what happened. Or my GPU only needs to fucking collapse once and the whole thing is corrupted. But then I wouldn't be able to play the whole file, right? But it wasn't like, I recorded in OBS, right? And I only got the audio. So I got the audio and a black picture. Now that normally only happens if you manually turn off if you manually turn off the video source, right? I didn't do that because when I rechecked it, everything was as it's supposed to be. I then recorded without changing anything, and lo and behold, it worked. So something was amiss, something was not as it was supposed to be. Yeah. But I think I managed well enough to explain everything that happened. And now we should focus on the few things that are still left to do. The one thing that's still left to do. I just checked that the recording is in fact okay. The recording is in fact working. And that means after 65 hours on this save file, probably even more. Like Steam says I've got 81 hours in the game. The game file says I've got 65. But after all this time, we have everything. Except enough shards, of course. But we have everything we need to challenge the last boss. And now I have to try and find a fitting crest. Maybe we should try the witch crest and give that a try, because it is very strong. We do have 3 blue tools, which is more than I would ever think we would need or we would get. I feel like some silk generating tools would be kind of cool. Increases its healing effect. I'm not sure if that works with our crest. Druid's Eyes maybe for some passive play. And yeah, a bit of a passive one. Maybe instead of Druid's Eye, we go for this extender. Okay. Let's see. If we can save this world. We've tried it once, we know what awaits us down below. At least the first person. Lost Lace. Ah, okay, that's what you do. Ah, I forgot that I can only heal in a very specific way. I'm not sure if that's worth, honestly. Okay. I'm gonna switch. I don't feel comfortable not being able to heal. I don't feel it. I don't feel comfortable not being able to heal. I didn't mean to dodge like that. I'm doing terribly. Oh, okay. My god. Okay, she does... Man, I'm so bad at this fight. Why am I so bad? Come on. That's not something we should do. Ah, shit. Caught me there. Can't evade like this. Really? Choosing the spot perfectly like this? Damn. I'm kinda crazy with it. It's gonna take forever, isn't it, this fight? So I use the crest with the least damage per second, but at least it allows me to stay alive longer. Ah, not how I'm supposed to do it. Not how I'm supposed to do it. Okay. Oh! I think just... Is just this the name of the game here? I think it might be. Ah. Oh shit. Okay then. I think it's just... That's just the name of the game. Well, that makes it easy at least. I have a game plan. Woohoo! Nice. Oh, stop doing that bullshit, Lace. That's so nice of you. Let's go. So then. I don't like this. Oh my god! What the fuck? Oh, Jesus. That's not good. What the fuck's happening? Oh, God. Phase 3? Okay. But we do have a game plan. We do have a game plan. Oh god. Whoa. Ah, shit. That was a good counter on your end, Lace. Shit. Oh my god. Come on. Woo! Woo! Ah, shit! That was so close. Okay, phase 1 and 2 should be easy. But, man, they can't force us to do a whole nother boss fight after that, right? There's gotta be... Something's gotta happen, something's gotta give. Bruh! What a long fight. That's so drawn out. I'm afraid that I have to fight a whole nother boss after this. Die! Okay. My god. I want you to fucking die. A horrible death. Ah, shit, I don't have enough. Oh, shit. Die! Please! What the fuck's happening now? Oh no. Take. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. This feels like a final thing. This feels like a... Oh my god. That was a struggle and a half. My god. Now let's get Lace out of there. Oh shit. Come on. Come on. Come on. Now we are gonna get saved. We're gonna get saved. Are we? Oh no. Yes! I knew it! Hi! Come on, you can remember us. Remember? Right? You do remember. Shit. You do remember. Lace, you better be alive as well. Defeat Lost Lace and free Falum. Sister of the Void. That was the outside of Falum, by the way. Yeah, those were the bugs. I wasn't able to show it because the episode was lost, but that's what it looked like. Now what is happening here? Of course it's Mr. Mushroom! To be continued yet again. Grant the Hell's Wish and finish the game. Ooh, the Abyss ambience. Was it the final ending? I kind of felt like a reunion was due. I didn't think it would be a nice one. I thought that we would beat Lost Lace and that she wouldn't have a third phase, and then Falu, and then the Knight would appear and we would have to face Shade Lord. But now if the Knight was able to convince the others to let Hornet and Lace be, and Lace, not only Hornet and Lace, does it even mean that Void is all evil? Or is the Knight able to control it for good? Or not for good, but like, is the Knight able to control these chaotic evil instincts within the Void? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But as soon as I saw the flower fading, I was like, nah, the Knight's gotta step in and save us. So that's when I changed my prediction, I guess. Through the darkness and dangers you persevered. Thank you for exploring the world of Hollow Knight Silksong. Let's meet again on the road ahead. Game completion, 100%. Game time, 66 hours, 18 minutes and 2 seconds. And Hornet and Lace are now implied to leave Falum. Is that what I can gather? Because that's from outside the... That's from above Falum. So maybe Hornet and Lace are just like, you know what? Let's carry on together. It's really beautiful that that Lace gets a good ending. I do really like that. I do like the idea of that. Sorry, I just heard something. I was like, what is that? Not now. Please. I'm not sure what I expected necessarily, but I think I prefer the Radiance as a final boss over Lost Lace. I feel like fighting Lace 3 times, we've kind of had enough of her moveset. It's still a fine boss, but it will make my top 5, for example, I think. What's making these sounds? Who's moving stuff? Anyway. Let's take a look at... Yeah, we've got Silksong, Citadel of Song, the Cradle, the Abyss, and then Surface. And achievements, let's take a look if there's still something missing that we have to do, or that we want to do. Is there a fourth ending? Wait, we've got Weaver Queen. We've got Snared Silk. We've got Sister of the Void. What is the other ending? Is there another ending? And then there's speedrunner, speed... Okay. What's this last thing? What's this... Is there a fourth ending? Wait, I gotta... What could that be, though? Oh, no! Okay. Oh, no, that's an ending we can't get anymore. So apparently before you go into Act 3... Before you go into Act 3... You have to do the infestation quest. You have to get infected by the rite, and then and then defeat Grandmother Silk. Let me just take a look at that ending, so maybe I can comment on it. We ensnared with the roots. We ensnared a grandmother with the roots. And then... What happens then? What happens when the roots take over? Hornet is turned into a root. So yeah, that's an ending where Hornet dies. And I assume the same goes... Yeah, the same goes for the Grandmother Silk. And the roots, I guess they use the silk to just spread throughout. Wait. Does it crack? Yeah, it cracks. Right at the end when it fades. It cracks and something is born. Well, that's ominous. Well, that's very ominous. And then we just... What is this ending? Wait. I guess we kind of birth a higher root being that's very much evil. Okay, interesting. I'm probably going to do a review video of Silksong at some point, and I'm gonna sit with it a bit. I think if you've watched all of my videos, you will have an idea of what I really liked, what I maybe liked a bit less, and overall, I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, it is a 10 out of 10 for me personally, because the upsides just outweigh the downsides. But there are quite a few more downsides than to Hollow Knight, but also a few more upsides. So it's actually harder to compare to Hollow Knight than I originally thought it would be, because it's just more in every way. More variety, more versions, more paths you can choose, more versions and loadouts and things you can do in the game. But it also comes with a few unique drawbacks. A few drawbacks that I think could be addressed. I think the boss rooms are too wide, which is a very odd issue, but I think they are just too wide. I think you play best against these bosses once you're kind of in a corner. You stand in a corner, because then you can kind of direct it a bit more and have more of an idea of what's going on. I think double contact damage is stupid. I think the way rosaries and shards work does not entirely work out. I think it works in a lot of ways. I think a few tweaks could fix the rosary and shard system to be more intuitive, more rewarding, and to work better through the motions of the game, through Act 1 and Act 2 and Act 3, because I feel like there's some lulls where you got no rosaries, some lulls where you got no shards. So I feel like a few things could address that, and I'm gonna probably do a whole video on the difficulty and a lot on like different things of this game. But yeah, it also does so many things great, so many new bosses with so much variety to them. Also, one final thing. Do we now have a 235th entry? Yes, we do. Let's take a look. I think it should be our sibling, should it not? No, it's Lost Lakes, actually. Silk-spun child possessed by the void. To quell the mother's rage and see this kingdom saved, I will claim her back. This one, the dark shall not take. Beautiful words. Interesting. I think as soon as I dive into the lore and stuff, I will have a better, not understanding, because I feel like I understand most of the stuff, but I love getting to see the details that maybe I missed, right? And that's where the kind of appreciation for a game kind of grows, for me at least. So I think it will still grow. My enjoyment of this game will still grow beyond where it is right now. Right now it would be like a top 10 game of all time for me. Even though I was very vocal at some points. And very frustrated with the difficulty at some points. I think it's below like Elden Ring, Hollow Knight, Breath of the Wild, Outer Wilds, and Bloodborne. But after that, right now is where it sits for me. But again, there is going to be some more patches and updates, and of course there is going to be DLC as well. Hollow Knight in its 1.0 state would not be in my top 10 list where it is right now. It got refined, it got so much more content, and I cannot wait to see what Silksong offers up. So yeah, we will enjoy all of that, all of what's to come, but also all we have right now, because now that I've done 100%, I can finally go ahead and start doing videos about the game itself. I haven't really had the time to do videos. I wanted to do videos alongside the game, but my laptop is so old and shit and I hate it that I have to spend so much time exporting and uploading videos and editing videos. It's all stuff doesn't want to pre-render, stuff doesn't want to show. It's all a hassle. It all takes me way longer than any other YouTuber would take, because not because I take more time. I can't afford to spend more time to make the videos, like the Let's Play videos, better, because already exporting takes up 3 hours and I can't even watch YouTube while doing that. So that's I can't do anything besides exporting, and I hate that. And it didn't used to be like this. It has started being like this as soon as Silksong appeared on the Steam pages. Basically, my laptop is just like dying. But we made it through. Let's hope the recording is not corrupted. So I'm gonna stop myself from talking some more because I'm getting scared the recording is dead. But thank you so much for watching. Maybe I'm gonna write something in the comment once I've gathered my thoughts. Something in the pinned comment or something. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate that a lot. And I hope I'll see you for all the videos ahead, because that's what I really want to do. Playing the game is one thing, but diving into some of the details, talking about some of the most obscure and not obscure things about this game is what I really want to do even more. But for now, I'm gonna lay my needle down. I'm not gonna do a speed completion playthrough. I'm not gonna do a Steel Soul playthrough. I don't have time, and I don't wanna. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, can't wait to see you all in the future. Farlum is saved. Lace and Hornet have moved on to new pastures and new adventures. And so will we. Thanks for watching and bye, Panada.